Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to learn how to deploy an ASP.NET Core Web API on IIS Server. So first of all, if you are a .NET developer, so current or in future you have required to deploy a project on IIS Server or Azure. So basically, we're talking about how to deploy ASP.NET Core Web API on IIS Server. So as now you can see that this is my IIS Server manager. So if you search in your uh, window, search IIS server. If you have visible IIS server, then in your system already installed. If this is not visible, so first of all you should install that. First of all, you can search control panel. Go in the control panel, go program and features, and click on the turn window feature or on or off. So here as of now, you can see that Internet Information Service. This is the IIS service. So you should click on that, select this World Wide Web application development feature HTTP. After selection this, click OK button. After that, your IIS server will be successfully installed and restart your PC. And then after you can proceed. But currently in my system it is already installed, so I did not require to install the IIS server. So let's continue how to deploy web API. So basically open your web API in the Visual Studio, and after this you can see that the Jenkins API is my web API application. So basically I want to deploy this web API. So right click on the solution, and this is the option publish. Click on the publish, and you have to publish on folder and then next. And you have select by default this is the being released, so I want to publish in the specific folder. So I create on desktop folder API publish. So right click and click on publish, and basically right click on publish, select folder, next, and choose your path where you want to publish your project. So I basically want to publish on the desktop at API folder. So select desktop, and this is my API for this folder. So select it, and now finish. Now your target folder is selected, and click on the publish. Your publishing is started, and you can see that the build one succeed and publish one succeed. So my API is published. So we can see that in this API publish folder, this is the my API being published. So now my API published. So now my task to deploy the API on IIS server. So first of all, you should go through where your PC, and after open your C folder, and you have visible Intel init pub and the www root. Here you have to which project you want to deploy. So basically you have create a folder in this www root, and I want to deploy Jenkins API. So create the folder and copy your publish code. Select Control A, Control C, and paste inside the www. So always try to deploy a project on the www folder, so it's easy to deploy, because most of the like security features and other things are by default enabled in the www folder. So it's easy to configure your API or other project to deploy. So basically we have tried to move your application which want to deploy after publish in the www folder. So after that, open your IIS server, and now you can see that this is my default port, which is my default port is 80. So basically your application default port is 80. So in 80 port default site that you can deploy, but I want to deploy and create a new site. And also you can see that this is application pool. So on site you have to click at website, and you can name your site like I want to name Jenkins Yeah, this is my site name and select your physical path. So my physical path is C folder www root unit for www root, and this is JNK API is my root folder. Then okay, and you have to choose that the binding type is HTTP and HTTPS. So currently I try to do this thing on HTTP, and in future if you require HTTPS, then I will also create a specific video on HTTP deployment. And you have select your IP address. So my IP address is this is my IP address. So after that you have to define your port number. So basically by default site is port number is 80, so you have choose other port number like 80, 80, 90, 92. So you have to unique port number for a specific website, and this is the hosting name. So where you can define your site name. For that defining name, after that you have to reverse proxy and configure all the things that your IP address and this port to my this site. So this is the lengthy process, and in future I created on the video on HTTP deployment and the specific URL. So currently for testing, I have basically select the type HTTP and IP address, my IP and port number. And here I select the physical path and my site name and then create OK. Now you can see that the Jenkins Web API, this is my project, we have successfully deployed, and you can browse on that, or after right click, you can see that refresh and restart, stop, browse. So I browse my site. So this is showing that the HTTP internal server is basically HTTP 500.0.10 internal error is told that your .NET SDK runtime SDK is not installed. So for that we have to install the .NET runtime SDK, and for your project you have choose a specific version SDK should be installed, like my project version is .NET 8. So I have to install .NET 8 runtime SDK. So go the site .NET Microsoft.com, download .NET, and here .NET 8, and you will have to choose this runtime 105. So we have choose installer hosting bundles, window hosting bundle, and this is starting. Installation has been started. No, downloading has been started, and now I have to install that. So basically, we have to install this 500.19 internal server. You told that your .NET SDK has been not installed. So you have to install the SDK of the specific runtime hosting bundle for the specific .NET version. So you can see that the my .NET 8.10 hosting bundle is successfully installed. So now I refresh my project, and I will simply restart. After restart, I browse, and now you can see that the my project has successfully run. 400 error means my project is successfully run. I hitting the correct API. So you can see that the this is the you can see that this is the my API needed, and now my project has API successfully installed on the IIS server. So that's all about it. Thank you.